A $3 brick in every hardware store right now can heat your tent for 10 hours straight. No batteries, no electricity, no fuel, no monthly bills. And the $140 billion heating industry has spent a century making sure you never found out. This is not some fringe survival hack. This is physics. The same physics that kept Roman emperors warm 2,000 years ago. The same physics that saved a Scottish shepherd trapped in a blizzard at minus 25 degrees. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use it. But first, you need to understand what they buried and why. In 1792, a shepherd named Angus Drummond was found alive after 3 days in a Highland blizzard. Temperatures had dropped to minus 25 Fahrenheit. His shelter was nothing but a stone wall and wool blankets. When rescuers reached him, they found something else. 8 flat stones, pulled from a frozen riverbed, heated over fire before the storm hit, wrapped in cloth, arranged around his body. Those stones held heat for almost 14 hours. Drummond was not a scientist. He was not an engineer. He was a man who understood a rule that modern marketing wants you to forget. Dense mass absorbs heat slowly, and it releases heat just as slowly. 158 years later, American soldiers in the mountains of Korea rediscovered this exact principle. Winter of 1950. Temperatures dropping to minus 35 Fahrenheit. Supply lines cut, no fuel, no electricity, no backup. Field reports from the Chosen Reservoir campaign document soldiers heating rocks over small fires and placing them inside their sleeping bags. 2 stones per man, wrapped in uniform scraps. Those stones kept body temperature stable through nights that killed men in other units who relied only on standard issue gear. The military never taught this in training manuals, but the soldiers who survived taught each other. Word of mouth, passed down from one freezing foxhole to the next. The same physics that saved a Scottish shepherd in 1792 saved American soldiers in 1950, and it can save you this winter. Fire burns fast. It gives everything and then it's gone. Stone doesn't burn anything. It receives heat, and it holds it for hours. This principle was not invented in Scotland. It was already ancient when Rome was still young. Roman engineers built hypocaust systems under floors and inside walls. Massive networks of heated bricks kept entire buildings warm for days after the fire went out. All the fuel consumed. In Anatolia, terracotta foot warmers existed 800 years before the Common Era. In Japan, the utampo, a ceramic hot water container, kept mountain beds warm through brutal winters for over 1,000 years. In 1845, American pioneer families crossing the plains carried soapstone bricks in their covered wagons, heated every morning over open fires. Children slept warm through nights when temperatures dropped below freezing. Not because those families were wealthy, not because they had expensive gear, because they understood a truth we've been made to forget. Dense materials hold heat, and they cost almost nothing to use. So what happened? By 1920, coal and wood stove industries controlled the market. By 1950, electric heaters had entered homes. By 2025, the global heating equipment market exceeds $140 billion per year. $140 billion. Every single year, without exception. That number is built on one premise. One belief repeated in every advertisement, every product manual, every building code. Heat requires a machine. Heat requires a product. Heat requires a monthly energy payment. The brick destroys that premise with $3 worth of physics. You cannot sell a subscription service for a heated clay stone. You cannot install a smart thermostat inside a mud brick. You cannot charge annual filter replacement fees on something that lasts centuries. The industry fought back. They funded comfort research, efficiency tests, standards committees. None of them ever questioned what a Scottish shepherd already knew 230 years ago. They didn't bury this method because it failed any performance test. They buried it because it passed every single one. Here's where the science becomes impossible to argue with. Bricks and dense ceramics have a specific heat capacity of roughly 0.84 kilojoules per kilogram per degree Kelvin. A standard mud brick weighing about 2 kilograms, heated to 250 degrees Fahrenheit over a fire, stores enough thermal energy to release slow, constant heat for 6 to 10 hours inside an insulated tent or small shelter. This is not a burst of heat followed by rapid cooling. This is sustained radiation. In 2011, researchers at the University of Bath conducted a study on passive thermal mass in low-energy shelters. The published results confirmed that common baked mud bricks retain heat at rates equivalent to specialty materials costing 50 times more. A 2-kilogram brick heated to the same temperature as a ceramic space heater released 91% of its stored energy over 8 hours. A state-of-the-art ceramic electric heater, tested under identical conditions, released all its stored energy in less than 90 minutes after being turned off. The brick was still radiating heat long after the electric heater had gone cold. Picture this: 2 tents, same size, same insulation, same freezing night at 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Tent 1 has a $400 portable ceramic heater plugged into a generator. The generator runs out of fuel at 2 a.m. By 3 a.m., the temperature inside the tent matches the temperature outside. The heater is useless metal. Tent 2 has 2 mud bricks heated over a campfire at 9 p.m., wrapped in wool, placed at the foot of the sleeping bag. At 3 a.m., those bricks are still radiating heat. At 5 a.m., the tent is still 10 degrees warmer than outside. No fuel consumed after the initial fire. No generator noise, no failure point. One system depends on continuous energy. The other stores energy once and releases it slowly. The first system costs $400 plus fuel plus maintenance. The second costs $1 and lasts forever. Now let me show you the economics. According to the Department of Energy, the average American household spends $1,900 per year on heating and cooling. $1,900. Every year, no exceptions. A quality portable electric heater costs between $80 and $600 retail, depending on brand and features. Average lifespan, 3 to 5 years before replacement. That means a typical family spends between $500 and $2,000 replacing portable heaters every decade. A standard mud brick costs between 50 cents and $3. Its lifespan is not measured in years, it's measured in centuries. The same brick your great-grandmother heated to warm her bed could heat your mountain tent this weekend. The principles of thermal physics did not change when the heater industry was born. This knowledge just became inconvenient for people who sell machines. So why doesn't anyone teach this? Why doesn't any store sell this method? Because the global heating equipment industry generates $140 billion annually. That number requires a specific kind of customer. Not someone who buys once and stays warm for life. Someone who replaces, upgrades, repairs, and pays monthly. Forever. In the United States, the heating industry employs over 400,000 workers and operates hundreds of powerful lobby groups. Hundreds of millions are spent every decade influencing building codes. Modern building standards require certified electric heating in all structures. You cannot get a permit using passive thermal mass as a heat source. You need a certified, installed, inspected electrical or gas system. In 2019, a homeowner in rural Vermont attempted to build a small cabin using traditional thermal mass heating. Stone walls, brick floors designed to absorb heat from a central wood stove and radiate it through the night. The same design that heated European farmhouses for 500 years. The county inspector rejected the permit. The reason listed on the official form? No certified HVAC system present. The homeowner was required to install a $4,000 electric heating system before receiving occupancy approval. A system he never intended to use. A system that now sits dormant while his brick floors do exactly what they were designed to do. He paid $4,000 to satisfy a code written by people who profit from that code. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is documented regulatory capture. The industry writes the rules. The rules require the industry's products. the cycle continues. Certification costs money, and money flows in one direction, out of your pocket, every month. Think carefully about what the brick represents to that economic model. You cannot patent baked clay. It's 4,000 years old. You cannot create a proprietary version with annual renewal fees. You cannot build material dependency when the material is in every riverbed on Earth. The entire revenue model of the heating industry rests on one belief: thermal comfort is a service you must buy continuously. A brick that holds heat for 8 hours after a single fire questions the entire economic foundation they've spent a century building. So it had to be called primitive, unsafe, outdated, inefficient, dismissed as something people used before real technology arrived. And for 100 years, that narrative worked. Here's exactly what you need and exactly what you do. Step 1. Find a standard clay or fire brick at any building supply store. Not decorative bricks, not lightweight blocks, dense mud bricks. The heavier it feels in your hand, the more heat it will hold. Cost: 50 cents to $3. Step 2. Heat the brick to approximately 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Use a campfire, a rocket stove, a gas burner, or a standard home oven. Place the brick in or near the heat source for a full 40 minutes. The brick should be very hot to touch, but not glowing. Bright red means temperatures above 800 degrees and risk of cracking. The goal is slow, even heat that penetrates the entire mass. Step 3. Wrap the heated brick in wool cloth or heavy canvas. Never place a heated brick in direct contact with skin or flammable materials. The wrapping slows heat release and protects against contact burns. Step 4. Place the wrapped brick at the foot of your sleeping bag, in the center of your tent floor, or against the wall of your shelter. A single brick raises tent temperature by 8 to 12 degrees Fahrenheit for 6 to 8 continuous hours through a freezing night. 2 bricks maintained comfortable sleeping temperatures throughout a night where outside temps dropped to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. A camper named Travis Holloway documented this exact process in Oregon in 2019. Mountain altitude. Temperatures hitting 18 degrees at 3 a.m. on a clear night. He reported sleeping comfortably through the night without a sleeping bag rated below 20 degrees. That bag cost $300. His 2 mud bricks cost 50 cents each. No electricity, no fuel after the initial fire. Now I need to be honest about one important limitation. This technique works best in enclosed spaces with low air volume. Small tents, emergency shelters, closed vehicle interiors, cabins. In large open rooms with high ceilings and poor insulation, physics still applies. The thermal mass still releases heat through the night. But that heat dissipates faster into large volumes of open air. For camping, emergency preparedness, and off-grid living, this is one of the most effective and lowest-cost solutions ever documented. And here's something worth considering. What happens when the grid fails? In February 2021, Texas experienced a catastrophic power grid failure during a winter storm. Temperatures dropped to single digits. Millions lost electricity. Over 200 people died, many from hypothermia inside their own homes. Electric heaters don't work without electricity. Gas heaters don't work when pressure drops. Modern homes are designed around systems that require continuous external inputs. A brick requires one fire, one heating cycle, and then it works on its own for hours. No grid, no fuel delivery, no failure point beyond the laws of physics. The people who survived the oldest winters in human history didn't have backup generators. They had dense mass and fire. That combination kept our species alive for 100,000 years before the first power plant was built. It still works. This is not folk wisdom. This is the conclusion of the University of Bath. This knowledge did not die. It was stored in the walls of old stone buildings, in the field notebooks of soldiers who survived mountain winters, in the hands of shepherds who never needed a product to stay warm. It survived because physics cannot be overruled by marketing dollars. Heat moves slowly into dense mass. Heat leaves dense mass slowly. That law existed before the heating industry, and it will outlast it. Every brick you heat is a sale the industry doesn't make. Every camper who sleeps warm without a power source is living proof that the most effective solutions have always been the oldest ones. They spent billions making sure you never believed that. $3 and one cold night proves they were lying the whole time. If this changed how you think about heat, share it with someone about to spend $600 on a space heater. Every share keeps this knowledge above ground. The next vault opens soon, and what's inside will cost them even more.